Hello, welcome. Today, today's today's not the special day, but we're celebrating it today anyway. Today will be the day where see exactly what Zack Snyder thinks his cut will have comparison to the original cut. Original cut being taken over by Joss Whedon, and well, let's just say it wasn't too great. But regardless, that was in 2017, and now it's 2020. God forbid, 20. But hey, you know what? That's fine. It's totally fine. We have the Snyder Cut baby rolling. We have this, and I am going to be doing this differently. I'm not gonna upload the whole reaction to the whole 1 hour thing. I will just showcase to you some points that make me think about it, and like maybe share my opinion about it. That's how I'm gonna do it because you consistently see people just reacting to the whole Vero stream, and that's not. I don't want to do that. That's just it's the same thing. It's not the same. But also, I wanted to talk about my opinions about it because it's been a while since I've actually spoken uh, on a video, and honestly, I didn't have a chance to catch this whole stream, but I do have some points that I've heard that he talks about. I'm curious to see. So let's go.
Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you guys for the amazing effort getting us our ASFP. Um, and I went live with that page, the Autumn Tribute page. So that's a great place to go to, get your to make a donation. Don't forget also Ink to the People. There's a million cool T-shirts, not a million, but it feels like a fair amount.
So we had that the autumn tribute charity thing, which was really cool. Like everybody got together and they did it, and I mean, we've done it. Like the people have done it before. They have gathered together using this same movement, which was the Snyder Cut and all that stuff in the day. Oh, not back in the day, like a few months back. We still have one of those with the suicide prevention thing. It was crazy. It was like it was so much money. Like it was so much money, and I'm happy that they did it again. Did they manage to do it again? That people are so open to do it, and that's the good side of the whole movement. Like people call it a cult, but it's not a cult. It's a movement. People are. This is the right type of movement.
You guys probably realize and know that um, for a long time, the movie lived with me in what I would call on my computer. Uh, so this shot of this first shot of Darkseid is, you know, there's a question that I saw about Darkseid um, that in the theatrical cut, apparently Darkseid is replaced with Steppenwolf in this early sequence. Now, that must have been that's like a was a redo because when I was involved with the movie, it was always Uxis
Which
here.
is
So
weird.
there, it's probably not difficult, and we've done it many times to
What What's
use the
weird is
motion
not
capture
that
that the
What's weird is not that it was Dark Side, but they changed it into Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf is cool and all, but he's no Dark Side, and I get it. Like it's funny. I've seen discussions nowadays, still people talking about, oh, it's too early for Dark Side, bro. We they fucked it so hard. We waited 3 years to get Dark Side. I think we waited enough, but I understand what they're saying when it's like too early to bring him, but we're not getting Dark Side. We're getting Uxas, which is not the same thing because I'm pretty sure he doesn't die here. So if he doesn't die here, he can come back later. Better, stronger, smarter, maybe. If he's not that smart here, I don't know. The sword of worlds could doesn't mean he's a great general. It could mean that he's just a great warrior. We could be seeing like Baby Doomsday, for example. Like it was just, something small, something, nothing really. And all of a sudden it starts evolving, changing, and all that. And I feel like it would be great if we got that. We actually do see it in another movie. That would be great. I would like to see another Zack Snyder or just anything.
and so what they would do is probably in this case, we had Rich on set against the green screen and motion capture suit. He had a stick, and he dug the earth up because he felt like the anti-life equation was here, and then he had to
Interesting.
pound the earth to reveal the anti-life equation, which we in the movie, sort of uh, you see it in a physical form, which is all those patterns of lava that exist on the ground, and so that's
Really?
how you that's how you're able to that's how you're able to how they're able to
Zach is
visualize it,
like me.
and so
I did the
that would
same
have to be
shit.
deciphered to figure out how the anti-life equation
Somebody got into the room. I was like,
actually
shh,
could be put into practice. Um,
or the doggo.
but I think that young Uxas is super powerful compared to the rest of the only thing that could really stand up against him is the old gods. And here
Okay.
you'll see him fighting with Zeus and Ares, and the rest of the sort of
Okay, so it is young Uxis then. So there is time. There is a chance to have time with him, as he grows. And I really like that. I like to see characters develop, not in a single movie, but like down the line too.
the defenders of Earth as they are seen, and the old king of Atlantis. So that's him pounding the earth. This moment is really iconic to me, and you'll see how it influences the sort of what happens in this movie. But that's a little bit of
I
a
guess that's the. I think here's what I think. I think similar to how the nightmare Batman thing happens, right? So I think this is memories and thoughts that influence Superman. Things that have happened, similar to how nightmare versions actually affect Batman. This is Superman's own nightmare variant, I think. At least how I think it would go. Because he's still dead, kids. He's still dead in this movie before he comes back. I don't know. Could it be like things that when he wakes up, he gets revived? These are the thoughts that he only has, fears and bad memories. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know what the fuck we'll see. There's 2.5 hours of new footage, man. Plus 4 minutes of new shot footage. Jesus. That's so good. Also, just a quick note, yes, Jared Leto is back as the Joker. We know this, but I'm just putting it in here. Jared Leto is back as the Joker, and he'll be involved in this movie he had seen shot. So, what we gathered from the information that we have right now is that he'll probably be part of a nightmare scene. Would be great if we have more of more current day, but hey, people are excited about the nightmare universe. If I, I don't know, it feels like it's happening more and more, and it's possible to happen. Like in reality, is that Zack could have his own nightmare universe series or something. I feel like that's gonna happen because the more we speak about it, the more I hear about it, the more I hear Zack talk about it, or interviewers, or whatever articles, or just hearing like all the information that's coming in and how passionate people are about it, and how just Zack says it matters. It's it has a really deep meaning, and you don't know where it's gonna go. Maybe potentially this, maybe potentially that. I'm like, that sounds like you have something in the mix, man, and you're not telling us. And I hope it's true. Honestly, I'd still like to see mainstream universe go on still with Zack, but I'm totally down for like a mini series with the Nightmare universe, similar to like how there's 0 year on Injustice, kind of like that.
this shot and kind of try and put together the pieces of the puzzle. But suffice it to say, a lot of the pieces are in this shot to like what's planned. Here's Diana in at the Shrine of the Amazons.
Which is weird. The first time I saw this, it looked like this was the exact same place where Superman died. And it felt like she was gone and retrieving the fucking spear.
You can see the arrow of Artemis stuck in the ground back there.
The Arrow of Artemis.
And she has gone to collect it because on the shaft of the arrow, there's a few clues as to, I would say, one, Diana's possible return to Themyscira, and two, the location of the actual hidden shrine of the Amazon.
It feels like a completely different movie. And that shit was not in the original. Ooh, that shot.
Here's a shot of
Supergirl.
during the
Supergirl.
conversation at the Wayne Aerospace hangar, and I wanted to clear up. A lot of people think that this is the Batcave that they're in here, and it is clearly not the Batcave. Those are windows with light streaming in. I don't know how people would think it was the Batcave.
Because that's how fucking Joss Whedon portrayed. Actually, you know what? The way he portrayed it seemed like it. Well, we didn't really have this, but what he portrayed was like they were talking on the Silver Fox. There's and the cave and the whatever. It's just no goddamn hangers, nothing. We never had that.
The Batcave is underground, and so it seems odd to me that one would confuse this with the Batcave. This is Bruce hasn't really, when he first meets these people, I don't think he's going to bring them directly to the Batcave. They still have a little bit of trust and development that needs to happen. Beside Wayne Aerospace is where the sort of defunct part of Wayne Aerospace is where he's been building the Flying Fox. I think there's a number of them sort of in various states of construction within the sort of Wayne Aerospace hangar.
He's so in depth with this shit. I love it.
Does Cyborg project Superman? And the answer is yes. This hologram projection is coming from Cyborg. But
you can see the light, how it falls from
what else we got here?
that side down.
And then we have Vic Stone playing a football game against Wisconsin at GCU. Looks like a winter game. And we shot this on stage in England. My son, Eli Snyder, did the choreography of the football.
Really? Oh, yeah, because he
out,
played football. Right.
All during this section, he worked with Ray because Eli was a quarterback, and so he helped Ray with his some of his skill training there.
Man, I'm you know what? I love it. I love that his son is consistently helping him just with anything. Like every single movie, his son is there. He's just there. He's helping his dad with whatever he can. Bro, like Eli is such a cool sport. I love it.
We shot on the day. It's artificial snow that we pumped in, crowd. We built those bleachers, on stage in England, and had to get English football players to play the football, from the English Football League.
From what I remember, they pretty much had games playing the fucking. Because I don't remember what it was. It was a long time ago, but they had. That makes more sense now, because if they had actual football players, that means they kind of had a game going, and they did kind of simulate that. That is just crazy, man. We heard that a while back. They actually had games being shot, and I remember there used to be footage that was like showing them celebrating shit. Like that was.
And of course, there's a question: where was Silas during this scene? I think is the question. And of course, Silas is too busy in the lab. He's missing from this. There's an empty chair there, obviously. So sad. Yeah, this is a
makes sense though.
Cyborg's mom, and celebrating her son's amazing
victory.
Victory.
Okay, so here's my guess. It's not a wild guess because it's pretty fucking obvious. If it's true, I don't care because it's nice. It makes sense. Probably after that victory, they get in the car, drive and whatever. Accident happens. Dad missed it. If that was there, if his dad was there, it would have happened. It wouldn't have happened. It would have prevented it. Probably, who knows, whatever. And probably dad feels guilty. So now he's on the I'm gonna try and redeem myself arc. His dad. I don't know, I feel like that's gonna be it, and that's why he sacrificed himself in the end.
Where has Cyborg been hiding ever since the accident? And yes, the answer is yeah. He's kind of been, and he and Silas talk about this during the film about him kind of being reclusive now, and he feels trapped in the apartment, and he doesn't know how to, how to be out in the world.
And that's the one thing that bugged me really about the original movie was we're just going on with the movie. Boom, there's Cyborg. What happened? Who cares? It doesn't matter what happened. Here's Cyborg in a room in a dark corner, looking all scary and shit. His dad is coming home. It's like, son, are you okay? Like, dude, we need the whole story. You can't just, and it makes sense that now we're gonna get the whole story because it's supposed to be a tragic story. You can't really feel the tragedy unless you see the tragedy.
It's kind of like what is he supposed to be now that he's a cyborg?
Zack, one more. Bip, bip.
So here's Wonder Woman. After a little sequence where she's rescued these kids, and she is one of the girls is she and one of the girls have a little interaction about like can I be like you one day? And
inspirational.
Course, Wonder Woman answers her with a resounding yes, and that's cool. Hang on, let me just see what I got here.
I mean, why have such scenes when you can have such epic, memorable scenes like La Svidania from The Flash, or was the Russian family that originally never existed? Or no, actually, he said the Svidatsky or something.
Question is,
like
how
that.
many Kryptonian people are on Earth other than Kal-El? Well, the easy answer is only Kal-El, but there's always, that's a kind of an open-ended. I don't know. A lot of people, if you study Man of Steel, and even in this film, there's reference to the open sleeping crush, which is when they walk by it on the scout ship, when they're bringing Superman's body in to bring it back to life. There's a sequence where they go, they're kind of walking through that same hallway that Kal-El walked through, when he first came into the scout ship. And there's a moment where he kind of wipes the dust off of one of the sleeping crushes and sees the sort of shriveled Kryptonian inside.
Another thing, I swear I remember reading a comic that is supposedly canon. Was it to Man of Steel or was it to BVS with the same thing? There was the other scout ship with the dead bodies, but I think one pod was open and there was nobody there. Oh, I don't remember. I'm not sure. That was so many years ago, but I'm pretty sure there was something like that, and that was like a teaser thing to like Supergirl.
Now, next to that crash, there's an open crash that just looks like someone
walked out.
Clearly got out of that, and
just a bit teasy.
Who that is remains a mystery.
Okay, so they did it in a comic, and they brought it in the movie. Awesome, love it.
Who one could not want a better Wonder Woman than Doll. Sorry, I can't get it to stay on this shot.
It's so cute. Oh, there it is. That was good, Zach. Damn it.
It really doesn't want to do that.
He's such a perfectionist. I love it.
Just amazing. She's just an amazing.
Just watching a director admire his shots means so much to me, because I know you can't really tell by my videos, but man, the amount of effort I put compared to how little I don't really have much motivation to do it. But man, when I get going, I feel like I can do anything. But I still like do like small things because I don't want to like murder myself during the process and be like, I'm already burned out and I don't feel like finishing it. So I kind of do it in a way where I can finish, and I do feel proud of some of the things that I do. And there's some things I'm not proud of, but I'm pretty sure Zach feels the same way about some things that he's done. Oh, I mean, video wise or editing or whatever. But the point is, there are moments, even when I have in videos, where I sit down and I look at it, it's like, man, this part right here, man, it's so cool. I can sit down and like smile about it and be happy about it. That's so cool. And I've seen other director commentaries where you do see directors really happy about their shots, but rarely you see someone like Zach who's consistently happy with the thing that he's doing, with every actor, with everything. Because some directors are like, oh, I'm really happy to see every scene with this one, but this guy, oh, I don't know about that one. And you can obviously see it's transparent as shit. You know, like you can see through it. But it seems like Zach really loved working with everybody, loved how it turned out, and I'm pretty sure he would love to work with them again.
Okay, so here's this is Barry at.
By the way, you guys remember there was a controversy about Ezra Miller that almost canceled his career? So fucking glad Zach doesn't buy into that fucking shit because it was so dumb. And
in the doggy daycare sequence, we call it, but it's because he's applying for a job as at this sort of pet store.
And that's where it came, the Pet Cemetery thing. But we never understood where it fucking came from. I mean, we understood it like a different type of reference, but if you had this there and have that, I think, which is a reshoot, it would even make more sense, you know?
And this accident happens outside, and this is our first introduction to his use of sort of Speed Force and his powers and everything like that. And we get a glimpse into now one of the things that I've done in the
Didn't we see it like at the beginning where Batman does the thing with the Batarang? Isn't that like the first time we actually see it?
You know, I just never, I didn't like, and I don't like Barry being able to move people. I know a lot of people love that aspect of it. I just don't, and it's fine. And I think it's cool when people do it, but I just don't. I think it goes against physics to be able to have, if you grab someone, and you could say they're protected by the Speed Force, but that's up to interpretation. But I feel like if you grab someone at the speed he's moving,
just rip away him.
Literally just tear their arm out of its socket.
That's why I saw this meme. That wasn't a meme, but it was like a reference of how Zach sees it. If you've seen The Boys, which I have a review on, or in the first season, a character who's a speedster pretty much obeys that law of physics, where it's just, hey, you know what? Boom, bam, let's go, bye, goodbye. You know, that shit happens. Like, the force that moves us just doesn't just gets duplicated onto the person you grab. That's not how it happens. You know, if you're running really fast with a car and you grab somebody, they're not a fucking feather. They're not just gonna like come along. You're either gonna, like, if you grab them by the hand, you're probably gonna rip their hand off or something, or just like it's something really bad. You're definitely gonna dislocate that shit. But it's just, that's momentum, that's speed. I've talked about that shit in a recent video. Momentum, speed, physics is really important, and I respect Zach for this. Obviously, you know, if you're trying to go for like a cartoony thing, it makes sense. Didn't we see in like the original movie, Flash, speed move something like the whole family? Didn't they like push the whole truck thing? I don't remember. If that was actually what Zach was talking about, those people would be dead. That's people are dead.
Or like, he's moving so fast, it would just literally peel the flesh off of somebody's body. So he's got to be super careful with humans inside of the Speed Force.
Dude, Zack Snyder and The Boys would have been,
that we've really had a fun time playing with. where are his shoes? I have a question here that says, where are his shoes? Where are Barry's shoes?
I believe
And the
disintegrated.
answer is that if when he goes into the Speed Force, or starts to move in this world, his shoes are basically, you see in the movie, we have a shot where he turns and the shoes just explode off his
Yeah, that
feet.
makes
They're
sense, right?
not ready for that, and so they don't, they wouldn't be able to. A normal shoe would stay together.
That's why Flash needs special shoes. Is because, well, I mean, by that logic, Zach, clothing also shouldn't stick. But okay, let's be at least somewhat, reasonable with what we can do.
So it just shows like how he needs his suit, really. He doesn't. He's able to do this because, he saw this girl that was, compelling, and he wants to, he's moved
And also that short distance.
to save her, but, you know, he wasn't ready. So it's kind of
I love
fun.
that, man.
It's kind of fun to play with the realities of what would happen in that world.
And that's what we loved about Man of Steel was the fact that he tried to ground Superman. It seemed like this, like they tried to ground Cyborg. Me, for like, okay, well, you're a cyborg. You're not just gonna walk on the street and everybody's like, hey, who cool? Look at that. That's a fucking cyborg. That's not how it was gonna work. Or fucking Flash, for example. Exactly, like for the shoes thing, or the fact that he can't really grab somebody at massive speeds because he's gonna rip him to shred. And I love that. I love that about his universe. Although his Batman is kind of unrealistic at points, but it's Batman, so it's fine.
Here's a little cool moment where like time comes back on, and it's kind of a fun little beat where we see boom, 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 and Iris clearly doesn't know what happened. In JL, will we see how Barry got his powers? No, we don't. We don't go into that mythological. That's a big piece, and I felt like we do explore, of course, the relationship with his father, but I left that piece of
It's a good
story
movie, yes.
still out there to be told, and would love to get at it at some point, but we'll see.
Did he say what I think he said? Man, that's what I love about it. I want to see it, man. Zach, stop teasing me. Stop teasing me. You know what? Justice League 2. We had Justice League 1. We're going to have Cyborg origin story. Justice League 2. Barry Allen origin story. Let's go, baby.
There's a lot of stuff happening with Barry, and a lot of seeds planted that have yet to that
They're keeping the origin about the same. I mean, it's already been told pretty well with the Flash TV. Like, say what you want about the Flash TV series, but they did the origin really well. And the fact that they went back in time so many times to fuck with that origin is amazing. I'll give them props for that. It was so crazy good, and at one point you saw like three or four flashes in the same moment. It was crazy. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, here's the Wraith. Here comes, it's gonna get you, you son of a bitch. Stop messing with time.
Ben, on the gargoyle, this shot, I always wanted to do this amazing.
It is an amazing shot. It's definitive Batman, man. You don't get it.
Classic Batman gargoyle shot.
Bro, that's so good.
And,
chills.
This is on top of the Gotham City Police Department. And we have a shot of...
I completely forgot we still had fucking Jim Gordon in this movie. Bro, I forgot that. That's how little of a role he had in the fucking original.
We Patrick built me this crazy, scary skeleton gargoyle with its placard and stuff, and I said, "Yeah, that's perfect." I think there's a miniature of this, that I have
that is a perfect
Patrick
shot.
built me. It's a pretty big sculpture of it. It's, like yo big, and it's pretty amazing. And I really I really,
You just gotta understand. You gotta understand. No way in hell. And I'm being very optimistic about this. No way in fucking hell can Matt Reeves ever duplicate anything like this. Okay? I know I'm yelling, but you gotta understand. Look at that shot. You're telling me Pattinson is gonna look like that on a gargoyle with that armor that he currently has? That's not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. He might look cool, but similar to Bale, it's not like that. You don't get it. If you play a game, if you see a comic, you see this. You don't see Bale. That's cosplay, bro. Come on, you gotta wake up about that.
it's a cool little piece.
It's a really cool piece. I'm sorry, it's just my little rant because people just
It's just cool lightning. I just dig that.
this always confused me.
This is Valko, who kind of is clearly Arthur and Valko have a relationship. I feel like Valko is sort of the custodian of Arthur's mother's trident, and that from time to time, Arthur has used it, trained with it, but Valko holds it for him. And the shot from BVS would have been one of those moments where he had it. But the armor is a thing that he only in this movie does he decide to don.
I don't remember Volko ever being in the original. I only remember the shot with Mira. I remember that they took the mother box, but that was like really fast. You didn't really see much.
Valko is talking to him about, come on, like it's time. And then there's a cool.
I remember that
crab up there walking.
Was that in the? Sorry, is that in the original? I don't.
This is the moment where he and Mira are talking out like what his responsibilities are.
Yeah,
and then he
that I
leaves,
remember.
sort of Jim Morrison style, which is, very Jason-esque. This is actually a shot from earlier in the movie where she's worried about what's happening with this. She's kind of one of the guardians over at the redoubt, the redoubt. I think that's what we call it. That's the old ancient Atlantean. Before the Atlantis descended under the waves, it was an above the ground world, and this area was where the mother box was placed. And you can see that it was actually designed and built when Atlantis still existed above sea. And so now when you see it, it's kind of underwater, and it is there's still staircases and bridges, but they're all submerged now because it's descended. But that is the ancient resting place of the mother box that the Atlanteans protect.
Well, I just checked. There's no goddamn Vulcan in the original movie. So, here you go. I do remember that there was the goddamn underwater bubble thing that I think Zack said before. It's just not a thing that happens.
He's summoned to the mother box. He's revealed the anti-life equation. He's creating the unity. He's pretty much, this world is in the bag, I think, in his mind. And he is, he's just getting ready to sort of take control of not only this world, but of probably the ultimate weapon in the universe.
So I'm really, really curious how the world would react to that. I mean, shit, you had Zod, Doomsday, words fucking wary probably, and now all of a sudden, boom, here's the goddamn guy who can manipulate lava. And I don't even know if we're gonna get more of these priests because we got nothing from them in the original. There was nothing. We had that shot, but that was just like a shot, and that was it.
Desaad. Oh, geez, Desaad. Desaad is kind of in the movie.
Assad didn't exist originally, so tell me, Zach. Tell me, boy, right now. Tell me how much Assad we're getting. Because Assad is quite huge in the dark side lore.
He acts as sort of go between Steppenwolf and the dark side. He's sort of the agent that Steppenwolf sort of interacts with in his conquest of Earth to sort of give him updates, and they kind of interact through this sort of super cool hologram. I won't describe how it's done, but it's crazy.
It's crazy, Zach, that you're telling me there's an interaction between three characters that originally we only had one character. You're literally telling me you're adding not one, which is Darkseid, you're adding a second character, which the second character is going to be interacting with all three characters. Wait, with all other two characters, and it's going to be a whole three-way. Goddamn, that's crazy, Zach. I can't fucking believe it, man. You got me.
And I think that it, he offers us a lot of backstory about Steppenwolf and Darkseid's.
So it's not that we just see him. We actually hear him talk, have conversation, and he's gonna drop some lore on us. Guys, this is you don't understand. This is thing this shit was there. They had it and they didn't use it. Are you crazy?
Relationship, and then also his own ambition, I think, in some degree.
Crazy. It's crazy how it looks in black and white. Dude, if he comes out and it's like, okay, well, we're gonna actually release a black and white with some colors, for example, on Cyborg, like the red thing, and maybe the cape is gonna be red a little bit, like if we're gonna have red cape eventually. Some like slight colors of blue and red, I would love that. Similar to like,
and I drew this
Sin City.
I remember when I drew this shot. It's very specific, teeny figure in the sky.
Yeah, we've seen it. I think
this idea.
He's shown it
of this, these images of Superman that I've made over the course of these three movies, and sort of putting him up in the sky for us.
It's similar to the shot with Zod when Zod removed his armor in Man of Steel. He removed his armor and he's like, "I'm gonna send." So that's kind of how it is.
Because it is that combo of him being in the sky and also sort of being among us, and I think that it's fun. Here's a question about the air bubble. Why the air bubbles? Well, to my way of thinking, and this differs from Aquaman in some degree, and we had always planned this, and then in Aquaman, they chose a slightly different tact, and I'm 100% fine with it. But in the Justice League version of Atlantis, the Atlanteans, when they speak English, it's not they can't push water across their vocal cords and make words, so they have sort of a different language, and that's kind of what you're going to see in the movie. So that's why the air bubbles.
Oh, so he does have the air bubbles, but it's like, okay, that was never explained. It was like, okay, because in Aquaman, it's not like. Okay, so my bad then. Sorry about that. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong.
And slightly Dr. Manhattan-esque shot.
Yeah, not slightly, the lot, Zach.
And so fun to do.
Absolutely. Love it. Not a lot of movies do that.
Batmobile.
Mobile.
Firing its miniguns.
But Batman doesn't shoot, doesn't use guns.
Now this was the original design of Steppenwolf, as you've seen in BBS. There were discussions and a lot of back and forth about the new design and the creation of this new design. I think the initial thought was that he was a little too scary and a little too alien and a little too, intense. I personally thought he was awesome.
He is awesome. That's the whole idea. The idea of a fucking alien isn't to look like a human wearing a goddamn helmet. His nose, like he's supposed to look alien. He's not supposed to have human-like features.
and that he represented like a real threat, and does represent a real threat to not just the Justice League, but to the entire planet. And
Not your fucking uncle dressed for Halloween coming in like, "Oh, I have an axe, boy, run away."
he's the conquest of Earth. We learn is just like not. He's done this so many times that this is like nothing to him. So, um, I just think I think he looks amazing, and the team has done a really great job in just making him real.
And I do think that still similarly, I feel like Steppenwolf will be the sacrifice of this movie, and probably the Sod and Darkseid will go back so they can have their revenge.
We really created some great moments with him battling the team. So that was fun to do.
Okay, so it's still pretty much the same thing, like at the end.
Yeah, and here they are.
And again,
square
I mean,
off.
it can't be completely different, considering how it is. But those little details and whatever's could make a whole lot. Like it, you don't really know, because the fight felt so lackluster and so generic. I doubt that's gonna be Zack's fight. There's gonna be even a little scene here, there, this move, that thing. It could change the whole dynamic. It's definitely gonna, because I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be like that.
For the first time with Steppenwolf, and these three are going to work together to.
Because it didn't feel like, originally it didn't feel like, oh, these are a bunch of strangers taking on a goddamn guy who's done this so many times and conquered so many worlds. It felt like a bunch of friends ganging up on a goddamn monster, just a weekly thing, and just beat his ass and take control. Like it felt like the end of how it ended. Like they just beat up the fucking clown. That's pretty much what it felt like.
Yeah, is that Steppenwolf's body or is it his armor? Is the question. And it's armor. You'll see sequences. There's a sequence in the movie where he pulls it down. You sort of see him naked.
Really?
To look at like his scary.
That's interesting.
His scary
body.
Actual body.
Wow.
But yeah, that's his like space armor. He's like a space knight.
That's cool, man.
Very sci-fi. This was a section we did where a little sequence where Barry is saving these people for some falling rocks, and it may appear as if he's flying, but of course he's not. He's just
super
with the
fast.
Speed Force, and with how fast he is able to elevate quite quickly and change direction quite quickly. And there is that little bit of height he's able to get above these people to rescue them from this giant debris field that's falling on these Star Labs workers here.
Star Lab. Okay, so I guess the building gets destroyed. So instead of having the Russian family, we're gonna have Star Labs being wrecked. So one thing that I would really like to see is Steppenwolf will be like, "Hold back, boy," talking to like in Darkseid. "Hold back, boy. I'll show you how it's done." And all of a sudden he gets wrecked and is like, "Man, look at my uncle go. He made a fool out of himself." That would be funny. That would be funny. And then Darkseid is like, "Okay, well, eventually I'm gonna come and I'm gonna show him one too,"
They do go at it, but I think the here's a go. What was the inspiration behind Steppenwolf's design? I just felt like I really like. I guess what I'm saying is, when you see him in his like if you what you're not seeing is that the armor actually sometimes it lays flat when it moves with him sort of emotionally.
Okay, so like a dog.
There's moments when the Themyscirans are shooting him with arrows, and the armor kind of is able to sort of capture those arrows. So the armor is like a living, breathing organism of its own. And so
what the
why,
fuck? That's so good.
Flat and spiky, and it does all those cool things depending
on so good
what situation he's in. So it was really
so good.
We've done a lot of work on trying to really capture the making that armor.
And all of that was scrapped because stupid Joss Whedon and stupid Warner Brothers. So from what I've seen is pretty much how she blocks with her things. that's pretty much how it's implemented here. The upgrade that he gets, pretty much like hers now. We can block shit like that.
because it's pretty obvious where that idea came from. And I'm not going to tell you anything about this.
Very lost in the speech
other than
war.
to say this was a sequence we worked long and hard on, and you'll see more of it in the motion picture.
Oh, I can't wait.
Suffice it to say, it is what you see there, I guess.
It's the world between worlds.
Here we are out at the Kent farm. This was a shot that I drew. I think I might have even released this frame, the storyboard.
You have.
That I drew this really quite early on in the making of the film. I drew it. This is almost the exact frame. I was worried about this tree over here because in Leavesden, we had to rebuild the Kent farm in England. And so we had built it at this airport, and I was worried we'd get that tree to work. And I think it worked really great. I guess when you sort of think about like what is Cyborg capable of in a technological world, because no firewall can defy him, there's no encryption, that he just sees, like if there's an encrypted, like
he sees code,
cyber security system, it would just look like nothing to him. He'd just walk right through it. And so anything that's grid or platform, he would be able to just, like, for instance, nuclear warheads, that's easy, like launch them in a second.
If you wanted to, yeah.
This is, if you notice in this shot, maybe you don't see it in the shot yet, but this is the flying fox,
Flying fox, silver fox, whatever.
I was like, the vehicle sort of integration, it's very sort of iconic when you combine the sort of the entirety of sort of Justice League and their vehicle and what they're capable of and all that, and the sun rising, and it's just fun to do. And also Cyborg is piloting the ship, because that's one of
that's the information we had earlier.
What's this say?
That's pretty cool. Also, let's not forget that we still have
suit.
Hold on, we still have Deathstroke kitties. Don't forget about that one. That's still gonna pop up over there.
That we did for the third battle of this movie was he knew that, just like he was kind of doing the trying to build the Flying Fox and all of the stuff that he was working on, clearly he was trying to work on some armor. He knew he'd be facing off against things he had never probably faced off against before, and I think that kind of is the idea behind some of the upgrades he did to his bat suit for this battle. But
not my favorite. But
I think in future battles, I would have him probably go back to his BBS suit, because that's my favorite.
Yeah, that's also another thing I saw, is that Zack does want Batman to go back to his old suit, because that's just definitive Batman. You have to have that. You can have a little bit of tweak like here and there depending on situations, but overall you have to go back to overalls, right? And depending on battle, yeah, we have with Superman, we have the armored Batman suit. This one we have this variant of an armored Batman suit. Nightmare version Batman suit with the trench coat and whatever.
Frankly, that's the one you see him in the future in, because I think this one gets destroyed. I don't know how, but here's a question: what was your favorite shot you were able to put in this trailer so far? There's so many. I'm really enjoying a lot of this stuff, but
probably the Batman shot. I would have
one of my favorites is this Batman shot.
I would have gone with that one.
One of my favorite Batman shots, but I feel like it's a cornucopia of fun stuff. So
It could be,
One can pick a child right now.
yeah. It's just like it could be the hug. It could be Batman shot. It could be the Dark Side with the thing shot. It could be the fucking Silas sacrifice shot. It could be the Wonder Woman shot. It could be anything. Like it. That's how you know it's good when there's so many good things about it.
In the scene where they kind of come together for the first time and they're kind of trying to figure out
Come
how they're going to go forward.
together
What is the mother box? What is it used
right
for?
now.
Why do they want it? Frankly, are they a team? Can they work together? And I think you know, and it's mostly a conflict between Aquaman and Cyborg. They have the main conflict in the scene. Aquaman and Cyborg. I think Aquaman doesn't trust Cyborg. He thinks Cyborg is a little too similar, if you will, to the mother box technology, which
we heard. I think we've seen that a little bit.
And I think that, and frankly, Vic knows a lot about the mother boxes, maybe more than they're suspicious of his knowledge of the mother box, and so maybe the team is justified in their suspicion, but clearly not, because it's just is what it is. And then Us United, which is kind of our call sign right now. Us United, as a group, and so this is maybe a call right now to, if you can, and if you think of it, to
donate,
join the link, and go give a little bit to AFSP.
Yep. Do that.
We're in a quite a tough time right now with this pandemic, and there's a lot of people. It's not a lot of people need help, and it never hurts to. And then HBO Max, 2021. So we don't have a exact date, but that will be soon. So I'm going to stop sharing this video, and yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. Thank you, Zach.
Yeah, Batman and Superman have a small reunion in the movie. I think that is clearly there's more to come with there would have been more to come.
Well, Zach, I want to see more to come from that.
With how they in this post Justice League world, like now, what is the relationship between Batman and Superman? I think that's something that I wanted to sort of let have them at a small reunion, but that seems like a bigger story. So,
what was it that there was a story with Batman and Superman versus everybody? They were like criminals. I forgot what it's called. Batman and Superman versus I forgot what it's called, but yeah, it was one of those. It was so cool. That would be cool to see Zach do.
That's yet to come. Well, guys, that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed me pulling through the trailer. I had a great time looking at these shots. It's funny because I'm editing the movie now, so I see we are while editing, I mean, I am looking at the actual visual effect shots because the cut is locked. So I'm just looking every day at these shots as they come in, and it's really exciting. And I'm excited for you guys to see the giant amount of movie that you have coming your way in 2021 on HBO Max. Don't also forget that, it is probably a solid 2.5 hours of unseen footage in this movie, I would imagine, something like that. And so
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be fun, I think, for everyone to experience this for the first time. So
even if it's not 2.5 hours, even if it's 2 hours, even if it's an hour and a half, it's still fucking more than nothing.
Thank you guys for checking this out. Don't forget to go grab a shirt or something from Ink to the People, and let's keep the drum beat going for AFSP and our important work with suicide prevention. So thank you guys, appreciate it, and more to come.
So yes, do that. Support the causes. That's the one huge thing that I really respect about our community is that we are doing a good thing by supporting such a serious cause. It is a very serious cause. Now with COVID, it's even worse for some because isolation is really not affecting some people positive. Some introverts have a fun time, but some extroverts are just not having a great time with it. And we have to be there for each other. We have to support each other. Always reach out, always talk to people. Myself, for example, I'm always open. I'm always there for people if they need to talk to. Uh Stranger or no stranger, I don't care. About the thing, yeah, the trailer really awesome, really cool. This whole breakdown, really cool. Just awesome to have Zach do it. Sucks that I couldn't watch it live, but it doesn't matter. We're here. We done it. We did it. I think I would have done it injustice if I were to just review the trailer. I wanted to hear the man speak, and I wanted to see if we line up. When it's just the way he thinks compares to me, and I want to have it archived. That's why I want to make a video of it. I want to have it archived to know, like, just what I expect and how excited I am about this revival. It's pretty much a revival. We're reviving a dead thing that got killed twice because it got released. It was dead on arrival, and fucking Warner Brothers just completely shit the bed and said, "Nah, we're not doing extra shit." And then many years later, they decided to just do it because thank God for HBO Max coming out. And yeah, I just want to have this out there. Just want to showcase that, unlike actual Justice League, where I didn't even want to do a review, I'm actually excited for this, and I'm willing to put the extra effort, showcase my excitement, and to support these people who just, he didn't have to do it, but he said he felt obliged to do it with the cast and everything and the fan base, and it's just, I'm really happy for that. I'm really glad, and I just can't wait to see. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you're excited. I mean, obviously you're excited. You have to be, right? If you're not, tell me why you're not excited. Tell me if you're skeptical about anything. Just let me know. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. See you next time.